for?
This is our ticket.
So we're actually back. We're actually live here at Bullfrogs up here in Kingsburg, my hometown. Right here, about to end up waiting to see Puddle of Mud. But first, we're gonna end up having a good local band from Kingsburg and Selma by the name of Stone Shiver. Jesse Wilkins, Phil, Jacko, and James. Shout out to those guys. I want to thanks a lot for the tickets, and also thank you for Dowdy Podcast for actually requiring the tickets. So this is actually going to be my second time actually seeing Puddle Mud. So I'm actually here with of course you guys heard them from Nightmare Theater. It's the one and only Salem.
How you doing, y'all?
So we're actually here in line. Since I got 2 tickets, just might as well go ahead and bring this pal along. Haven't seen you in a while, so it's been
I know,
a while.
man. Haven't seen you in a few months since the Nightmare Theater.
Yeah, and then we ended up doing like karaoke and shit. So that was a fun evening.
That was dope, but I know the show's gonna be dope. It's my first time seeing Puddle of Mud, so.
But we got 105.1 out here. You can hear him in the background.
That's what his name was, Danny.
Huh?
That's what his name is from 105.1. It's his name's Danny. That's the guy I know.
Nice.
I don't know if you see it,
But yeah, if you guys are out, I'm still hanging out, I'm doing a podcast, I'm in your living rooms or whatever, I'm you ain't having fun, you ain't doing the real deal, but this is the real deal. We're actually out and about. I'm gonna be doing some new shit now. Gonna be doing a live podcast. Wherever it is that we go. And we already got a lot of stuff lined up. This is the first, but it's not the last. But we're gonna be doing a lot more. So we're gonna go ahead and just watch Puddle Mud, Stone Shiver. Gonna be doing an interview with Stone Shiver pretty soon. And also, so just buckle up because this is the new and improved Nerd Entertainment.
Hell yeah, and if you're here, see y'all inside.
So the movie that came out, Straight Outta Compton. What was your point of view on it?
My point of view, I thought it was a dope ass movie because that's one of my favorite artists of all time, one of my favorite groups, because I got a very eccentric taste in music. I can go from just the heaviest shit you can think of, from Impending Doom, Cannibal Corpse, freaking Devil Driver, and bands like that, to all the way to rap music and groups like NWA and Tupac and Notorious B.I.G. But that group is one of my favorite groups of all time. I have the original album in my car. I listen to it all the time, and just to watch them and see how they started, how they came up, all the bullshit they had to deal with back then, in that time period. For one, being black, being the race that they were, and how there was still kind of that prejudice there, just being discriminated on by the way that they dressed, the way that they looked, and really having to just work their asses off to get to where they got to and become what they are today. Back then, there were people protesting their music back then, There was literally several protests where people were smashing back then, for those of you that are younger, back then they had something called tapes and a tape player. And you had people, smashing their tapes and CDs, because CDs were just coming about too, and they even had freaking bulldozers smashing them, just rioting and screaming about how their music wasn't music because it talked about something different. It wasn't all just happy-go-lucky and glitz and glamour. They were talking about reality.
It was a reality.
Exactly, just like O'Shea Jackson Jr., Ice Cube's son character, says that when he plays his dad in that movie, our art is a reflection of our reality. What you see when you look outside your door. I know what I see, And that's exactly what they saw. Drugs, violence, gangs.
And then they were talking about like with the suburbs. It's just like I'm like, what do you guys see? It's just like you guys don't see our point of view. It's like,
exactly, you know, when you live in the suburbs, you know, and shit, you don't see all that outside your door. You know, you see people walking a dog, you see people, you know, kids riding their bikes, just hanging out in the front yard. And
do you see that right now, Salem?
do I see that? Yeah, that's exactly what I see, you know, just kicking it in Clovis. Hey, but make no mistake though, I've lived all over the 559. I lived all over Fresno County. I lived on the south side, east side, west side, all the way to the expensive ass north side and River Park, you know. I've been everywhere, so.
Were you like back then, you remember like how River Park, you remember like how there used to be like a whole bunch of like people like hanging out there, and then like it was bad and you couldn't even go around that area?
Yeah, I remember that.
Like they said that there were like gothics hanging out in the aisle where Barnes and Noble was at.
Yeah,
I remember those days. Those are crazy.
Those were some crazy ass days.
I remember my mom got all scared because we were gonna go to see a movie. She didn't want to after all because by the time we walked into the Barnes and Noble area right there, I'm like, and then after she was like, okay, we're leaving. I was like, why? There was like it was bad back then. I'm like, they may think like, oh, it was nice or whatever back then, but it was bad.
It wasn't always what it is today. No, it definitely changed.
Yeah, it cleaned up a lot.
The same can be said though for areas like Tower District and places like that, you know, because you have all these old, expensive looking houses out there in Tower District. They used to be like, you know, $200,000, $400,000 houses, and probably even more than that, because some of these houses got balconies, and you know, some of these houses look like a miniature version of like fucking Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So I don't know if y'all remember that show. Those of you that are old enough, you remember Uncle Phil's house. You know?
Yeah, it almost kind of looked like the White House.
Yeah,
like the front of it.
Yeah, some of the houses there downtown in Tower District, you know, look like a miniature version of that, because those were expensive houses back then. You know, but now the area value's gone down, and you know, it's totally different. Now you got to watch your back, you know. Personally, I'd be packing and I'd be walking over there. You know, I got my knife on me, my holster ready to go, you know. But yeah,
I'll carry a pellet gun.
Pellet gun.
Pellet gun.
Nah.
I remember.
Because you're gonna shoot somebody, you better shoot to kill, because if they live, they can sue you.
I remember when one of my friends went because you remember those guns, you know, those little pop guns like how you can buy at the store and they go pop, pop, pop. You put those red things on there. Well, he painted it the whole gun black, even the red tip. He painted the whole. He spray painted the whole thing black, and then he got the red parts in that he put in there, the poppers, and he spray painted all of them black. He spray painted it all black. Afterwards, these guys were coming to mess with him. Afterwards, he ended up popping it. He goes, what? And then he goes, pop, 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 pop. They still ran. That was funny, man. I was just like, seriously, dude, you're gonna freaking pull a prank? What if they got a gun for real? And he's like, those people ain't got no gun. He's like, they strip you every time when you go over there when you go on the bar. I was like, dude.
Dang. That's clever, but still, I agree with you though. You gotta watch out when you be pulling shit like that, you know, because
exactly.
You might, you know, it might be a tactic just to protect yourself, you know, acting like you're packing a gat or something, but you never know. The person you punking might actually have a gun. They might just pull theirs on you. What's up? And if they fire first, that's it.
Like, where are you from? Straight out of Compton.
Straight out of Compton. Come straight out of Compton. Nah. Unfortunately not. I was born and raised in the 559 all my life.
I be like freaking posers. I freeze. And they're like, "Where you from?" Straight out of Compton. That French part of Compton. Chris Tucker goes, "Where are you from, man?" That French part of Compton.
I'll tell you what, though. Some of my roots do come from Compton, though, because believe it or not, my grandmother's straight out of Compton.
For real?
She grew up in Compton, yeah, and moved here when she was about middle school age, you know. And then my grandma
was it gangster back in the day, in her day?
Yeah. She said, you know, you still have motherfuckers running around like that, you know. Except back in her day, gangsters wore suits. You know what I'm talking about?
Zoot suiters.
Yep. Had them zoot suiters walking around, you know. They weren't stacking the pants looking like they shit themselves, you know. They was wearing a fly ass suit, you know, and they respected women back then. They respected women and protected their families. You didn't want to mess with those gangsters back then, because they didn't just punk you. They take care of you. They take care of your ass if you piss them off. You know what I mean?
Oh,
A lot
fine,
of the
dude.
shit that happens these days, you know, they got everybody just trying to punk each other and act hard. You know, whoever acts the hardest is the one that wins the battle, but it wasn't like that back then.
What did he say?
I don't know.
He said something about a line in the wristband.
Oh, all right.
So for the people that got the wristbands.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my grandmama's from Compton and my granddaddy from Long Beach.
Nice.
Yeah, just like Dre and the Snoop D-O double G.
Honestly, when he came out on Straight Outta Compton, you know, like his character, I didn't even know that was him. I was like, who's that skinny old guy?
Yeah.
And then he was like, oh, this is Snoop D-O double G.
Dude, that was
What?
an intense pull when fucking Suge Knight was like, who the fuck is this? He's like,
Snoop D-O.
I'm Snoop D-O double G. Who you? That was an intense pull.
That was like a Bart Simpson thing right there. It's like, I'm Bart Simpson. Who the hell are you?
Yeah.
Like, fuck, you got him.
Dude, yeah, that was intense though, cause I mean, y'all, if y'all know who Suge Knight is, y'all know the kind of temper that motherfucker has. That fool was straight thug, psychotic freaking thug.
Yeah, but now he's in prison.
Yeah, they finally got his ass on tape. They got him on video.
Just like how they got Cat Williams trying to steal a video camera.
I remember that.
Did that fool get released or what? It's like, why would you
think
steal a
so.
video camera? You got money, so what's the point of you stealing a video camera? Fuck,
You
dude.
know, some of these celebrities, that shit gets to their head swells up and they can do whatever the fuck they want. You know what I mean?
That overdoes it though, dude.
Oh, pat down. Good thing I didn't bring my knife.
And I got my
about it, too.
razor.
Oh shit. Yeah, I thought about it too. Good thing I didn't.
But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna sign off real quick, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna end up recording live pretty soon. So stay tuned for Stone Shiver and Puddle of Mud right here live at Bullfrogs. And this is Nerd Entertainment. If you ain't out, you ain't living. So this is CJ Leonzo.
And Sailor motherfucking Fury. What's up, y'all?
Here we go.